Part 114. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1131. However, after reaching 500 billion top-grade divine crystals, the number of auctioneers became less and less. In general, these bidders are not stupid. They used to be a must-win price, so it is completely normal to have such thoughts and ideas when they want to take advantage of the opportunity. But after reaching 500 billion top-grade divine crystals, it has almost reached the price of an ordinary 10-star imperial artifact. Although this is a defensive weapon in front of me, the price may be higher, but such an investment is indeed risky. This is a good stomach, I like it very much. This saint likes it very much. I have produced 600 billion top-quality divine crystals. In the VIP box number 6, there was a delicate female voice. The voice was extremely soft, which made people feel a sense of excitement and impulsiveness from the heart. Although I haven't seen the real person yet, I still have a feeling that my whole body is going to be brittle. What a coquettish voice, I was actually excited just now. This is the voice of Tianhu Mei'er, the saintess of the Tianhu clan of the 10,000 Demon Alliance. Tianhu Mei'er, saintess of the 10,000 Demons Alliance. Heh, no wonder the voice came from the VIP box. If it is a member of the 10,000 Demons Alliance, that's no wonder. The 10,000 Demons Alliance is also a third-rank force, and the Hessian Celestial clan. 1 grade, it is completely normal to be eligible to have a VIP box. Hey, who said it wasn't? I heard that Tianhu Mei'er from the 10,000 Demons Alliance looks like a charming, peerless, and charming. It is said that there is not a single man who sees her with a soft bone. Really? Why don't I believe it? Are you fooling me? What are you doing to fool you? If you don't believe it, forget it. Anyway, if I can kiss fangs in this life, I'll be worth it. I don't believe it. Can our auctioneer Mengji be feminine? My wish is to marry auctioneer Mengji. Look at what you're doing. I'm not willing to talk about you. Auctioneer Mengji is really good looking, but it's impossible to compete with the saintess of the 10,000 Demon Alliance. Don't think about eating swan meat, you toads. That's not something you should be thinking about at all. It's useless to think about it anyway, and you won't be able to eat it. In the end, it's unrequited love. Hey, that's natural. People can easily buy a 10-star imperial armor with hundreds of billions of top-grade divine crystals. Let's. Hee, just look at it. This kind of woman can't afford it. If I had money, I would definitely find this kind of woman. There is still taste. One type of auctioneer at the auction was very excited, and the voices of their conversations resounded throughout the auction site. Tianhu Mei'er. Speaking of which, I haven't seen Mei'er for a long time. Fang Fan sat in the number 2 VIP box, and his eyes couldn't help showing a look of longing. It's been a while since I left the human plane, and I don't know what happened to Mei'er. The Mei'er that Fang Fan misses in his heart is naturally not Tianhu Mei'er, the saintess of the Tianhu clan of the 10,000 Demon Alliance, but Ye Mei'er who stays in the palace of the Emperor. I have produced 700 billion top-quality divine crystals. I will auction off the soul-eating heaven armor and give it to the heavenly fox saintess with both hands. A high-pitched male voice came, and he seemed particularly excited. As soon as he heard it, he knew that he was an info. Fang Fan listened to it for a while. The voice was quite familiar, it seemed like he had heard it somewhere. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1132. It's the Master Sword Life of the Young Palace of Tianjian Palace. Hey, you look so arrogant. Is this interesting for the heavenly fox saintess of the 10,000 Demons Alliance? Rich people really know how to play, just smash them with divine crystals. Tisk tisk tisk, This place is 700 billion top quality divine crystals, so I just took it out casually. Smile for the Bome people? It's more than 1,000 pieces of gold. It can only be said that we really don't understand the thinking mode of the rich. This is too awesome. We poor people can only watch silently. Hey, would you say that the heavenly fox saintess of the 10,000 Demons Alliance would be very moved? After all, yes, she was spent hundreds of billions of dollars. Haha. What is it that you are the heavenly fox saintess of the 10,000 Demons Alliance? If it is so easy to hook up, can you still be a saintess? Thank you for the kindness of the young palace master of Jianming. What this saint wants, this saint will auction it herself. Don't bother the young palace master of Jianming to raise the price. In the VIP box of number 6, the indifferent voice of the heavenly fox saintess of the 10,000 Demons Alliance was heard, apparently not taking the sword life to heart. VIP box number 5. Humph. Bitch. It's a blessing for this young palace lord to see you. How dare you refuse this young palace lord? No one can stop what this young palace master wants to do. Tianjian Palace's young palace master Jianming snorted coldly in the box, and his eyes flashed with excitement, looking very excited. Young palace master, our trip to participate in the auction is for the finale, and we can't spend too much money before. Standing aside, Huang Jiandaoqi, one of the 8 absolute swords, couldn't help but reminded. For a woman, spending tens of billions of top-quality divine crystals, is this what a young palace master should do? Humph. These divine crystals belong to my heavenly sword palace. That is, my father's. I can't use my father's divine crystals. Is Master Doke too much in charge? If this is the case, why didn't Master Doke directly become the palace master of the heavenly sword palace? I can't use any of the divine crystals of the heavenly sword palace. The master of Tianjian Palace, Jianming, made a sarcastic sound, and even ghosts could tell that he was dissatisfied with Huang Jiandoke. After all, when Fang Fan threatened with Jianming's life before, Huang Jiandaoqi never cared about his life, but became more and more fierce. Although the sword life survived in the end, this beam is settled. Huang Jiandu's face suddenly turned black. He is also a person with status, but now he is being attacked like this. Naturally, he is very upset. But what if it's uncomfortable? With his identity there, even if he has all kinds of anger, he can only restrain it. After all, Jianming is the young palace master of Tianjian Palace. According to honor, this is his young master. Moreover, Jianming has already spoken to this point. What else can Huang Jiandoke say? I just remind the young palace lord that it is the young palace lord's freedom as to how to control this divine crystal. As for returning to the Tianjian Palace, I will naturally report everything to the palace lord. Huang Jiandu said coldly. Although Jianming is the young palace master of Tianjian Palace and has a distinguished status, his status is not low, and he does not need to be servile all the time. Jianming has turned his eyebrows on him coldly. Is it possible that he has to lick his face to flatter him? There is no such thing at all. You took my father to oppress me. Old man. Do you really think this young palace master is afraid? Jianming snorted coldly, becoming more and more arrogant. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1133. 800 billion top quality divine crystals. The master of this young palace has produced 800 billion top quality divine crystals. My young palace lord's affection for the heavenly fox saintess is absolutely true. Sword life increases the price again. 800 billion top-grade divine crystals are already the standard market price for the soul-eating heaven armor. The price increase auction seems to be a bit uneconomical. 900 billion. In the VIP box number 6, the Heavenly Fox Saintess of the 10,000 Demons Alliance made another bid, obviously not willing to give in. 1 trillion. The voice of Jianming, the master of the Young Palace of Tianjian Palace, came again. This confidence, it was smashed with real money. In the VIP box number 6, the eyes of Tianhu Mei'er, the saintess of the Tianhu clan wearing a silver leather coat, showed a look of indignation. This man is so disgusting. However, although this soul-eating heaven armor is a 10-star imperial artifact, it is still a more valuable armor. But the price of more than 800 billion top-quality divine crystals is obviously overflowing. Continue to increase the price, of course there is no benefit. Humph. This fool. He actually increased the price to $1 trillion top-quality crystal. As expected of a famous dandy. How could Tianjian Palace choose to make him the young palace master? It's incredible. A look of contempt appeared on Tianhu Meier's face. Haha, I can't say that. There must be something special about being able to become the young palace master of the Heavenly Sword Palace. The sword life of this Heavenly Sword Palace was actually a genius who survived the 6 Law Sovereigns' heavenly tribulation. At such a young age, he already had the cultivation of the 8-star sovereign realm. It's really rare. The 10,000 Demon Alliance Tianying quasi-saint who was sitting beside said with a smile. Cultivation is not the same as combat power. Haven't someone cut off his hands before, kneeling down and begging for mercy? A guy with weak willpower like this is destined to not achieve much. I'm really curious about how the Golden Dragon genius of the demon race who was directly promoted from the real king realm to the 10-star emperor realm after passing the 7 laws emperor's heavenly tribulation? Still unwilling to join our 10,000 demons alliance? Tianhu Mei'er asked curiously. Hey, that golden dragon is already someone else's pet. Not only is the golden dragon unwilling to return, the alien is also unwilling to let go of the golden dragon like this. It seems that we should have a good talk with him when we go back. The eagle-nosed old man Tianying Quansheng showed a helpless look on his face, and said with a sigh. At this moment, no one is willing to continue to increase the price of the soul-eating heaven armor after being increased by sword life to 1 trillion top-quality divine crystals. Things that could only be sold at 800 billion are now at a premium of 200 billion. Whoever continues to increase the price will be unlucky. Ding. Detected the existence of devouring divine armor fragments, and now release the Task 9 Armored Unity. Task Introduction. This is a piece of divine armor, one of the fragments that devours divine armor. Your own level is absolutely quasi-sacred. Collect all 9 pieces to create a divine weapon. The first stage of the mission time limit, 1 day. Reward for the first stage of the mission, the seal of the divine armor fragments is directly broken, and it is promoted to the ultimate quasi-sacred weapon. Obtain the title of Picking King. Punishment for the first stage of the mission, a lightning strike. Remarks, a great opportunity is in front of you. A piece of divine armor is placed in front of you, please pick it up without hesitation. You are the king of leaks. The first stage of the mission is to get the piece of divine armor in front of you. In hand. Follow-up missions have been sent out one after another. Title of King of Picking and Leaking. Wearing this title increases the chance of finding treasures from garbage by 1,000%. Originally, Fang Fan didn't care about this first auction at all. Although this soul-eating armor is a 10-star imperial artifact, Fang Fan's attraction is really not that great. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1134. For Fang Fan, there is 1 trillion top-quality divine crystals to upgrade his legion, and he can learn more about the power of laws. Isn't it fragrant? But after seeing the mission of 9 Armored Unity, Fang Fan changed his mind. For him, this is a great opportunity. If you grasp such an opportunity, maybe you can get an artifact. Divine artifact, it is an existence that is 110,000 times more valuable than the holy artifact. And now, any 10-star imperial artifact is worth trillions of top-quality divine crystals. One can imagine the value of a real divine artifact. And it doesn't matter if the follow-up pieces of divine armor can't be found, as long as you get the Soul Eater armor in front of you, which is one of the pieces of divine armor, you can directly destroy this piece of divine armor according to the first stage mission reward. The Seal of. At that time, its level will be able to be directly upgraded from the 10-star Imperial artifact to the level of the Supreme Quasi-Sacred artifact. The average 10-star Imperial artifact is worth hundreds of billions of top-grade divine crystals, and it is conceivable that the absolute value of the Quasi-Sacred artifact is extremely valuable. Fang Fan took a breath, and a flash of excitement flashed in his eyes. If this order is made, the benefits that can be obtained are immeasurable. There is also the title of the Picking King. Although it sounds a bit unpleasant, it is very effective. The probability of discovering treasures has increased by 1000%. That is a full tenfold increase. The corner of Fang Fan's mouth raised slightly. If this task is not completed, then his brain is broken. The auction process on the auction floor is still going on at this moment. The auction price of the Soul-Eating Heaven armor is still 1 trillion top-grade divine crystals. No follow-up price increase. Hey, it's better to have money. For these rich bigwigs, losing 200 billion top-quality divine crystals is like playing a game. Tisk tisk tisk, they want to show hospitality to the heavenly fox saintess. Naturally, they can't be short of money. Well, we can't do it. It's too different from others. Haha, can you not compare yourself? Is that something that can be compared? The gap is there. Well, after all, he is the young palace master of the third-rank power Tianjian Palace. It is normal to have such courage. Feeling the voices of admiration from the surrounding practitioners, sword life is very useful. What's wrong with spending more crystals? It's all about making an impact. Let these people take a good look at what his confidence is. Standing proudly, who dares to refuse? Hit it with a crystal. Who dares to compete with him? All are dying. Now the highest auction price for this 10-star Imperial Artifact Soul-Eating Heaven armor is 1 trillion high-quality divine crystals. Do you have a higher price? Okay. First time for 1 trillion top-quality divine crystals. 1 trillion top-quality divine crystals for the second time. 1 trillion. 1110 billion divine crystals. At the last minute, Fang Fan directly increased the price. The attitude that we should have has to be shown. 10 trillion divine crystals? I'll go. There will be a lot of rich people in this auction. Hey, it's obviously already a premium. Why is there still a price increase? I really don't understand. Tisk tisk tisk, isn't this killing it? It's clear that it's giving money. It seemed to be the voice from the VIP room number 3 just now. The voice seems to be quite young, I don't know who it is. Those who are qualified to sit in the VIP box must be the young masters and saints of the third-rank forces. No. I remember that this box seemed to be, Princess Chen Tianqi walked in. At that time, beside Princess Chen Tianqi, there was Fang Fan. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1135. Things don't always stand up to scrutiny. After a little scrutiny, a lot of things are revealed. When Fang Fan and others walked into the VIP box number 3 before, many people saw it. VIP box number 5. Fang Fan? Is it him again? Haha. How dare this guy dare to compete with me? It's just beyond his own power. Don't look at your identity. In terms of financial resources, you dare to compete with me? Who the hell gave you the confidence? Tianjian Palace's young palace master Jianming couldn't help showing a sarcastic look on his face. He felt that he had found an excellent opportunity to attack Fang Fan's arrogance. Such a good opportunity is in our hands, so we must seize it. Since it is impossible to directly attack Fang Fan to take revenge on the body, then let him completely cool down by mentally destroying him. The master of this young palace has issued 10,000. 1.3 trillion top-quality divine crystals. Jianming directly added 200 billion top-quality divine crystals at one time, and the words revealed a proud color. 1.3 trillion top-quality divine crystals. Wait. Directly add 200 billion top-quality crystals. The market price of this soul-eating heaven armor only needs 800 billion top-quality crystals. This is a premium of 500 billion top-quality crystals. Hey, rich people are just playing tricks. You know that 500 billion top-quality divine crystals can buy another ordinary 10-star imperial weapon. I guess it's a prank. Haha, if you are angry, you will waste 500 billion top-quality divine crystals? Every one of them is a prodigal. Not to mention the sword life of the young palace master of the Tianjian Palace, who is backed by the third-rank power Tianjian Palace, and is not a lack of money. As for Fang Fan in the VIP box of number 3, it's a little unclear. It is said that he is from the lower third-class luminary galaxy. Sunshine Galaxy? Don't be kidding, okay, that kind of place, how is it possible? It is estimated that the price was increased on a whim, but it will soon be extinguished. After all, the young palace master of Tianjian Palace directly increased the price by 200 billion. Listening to the various evaluations of these practitioners around, Jianming seems even more arrogant. Fang Fan. Don't come up and be embarrassed by a turtle like you, okay? I'm stunned when I look at it. Auction with me for the soul-eating heaven armor? This is a 10-star imperial weapon, can someone of your level afford it? If you know each other, quit obediently, and don't overestimate yourself all day long. The young palace lord has increased the price of 200 billion divine crystals at one time, can you do it? Can you? Do you have the capital? Jianming suddenly felt very cool. Cool to the extreme. That's what it feels like. In terms of momentum, directly crush Fang Fan. Let him have a sense of inferiority deep in his heart and soul. That's so cool. Standing aside, Huang Jiandoke, one of the 8 absolute swords, shook his head helplessly. It is a disaster for Tianjian Palace to have such a young palace master. Use the divine crystal of Tianjian Palace indiscriminately, regardless of the overall situation. Selfish and insidious. Furious ignorance. The highest auction price for the Soul Eater now is the 1.3 trillion top-quality divine crystals from the customers of the number 5 VIP box, and there are even higher prices. 2 trillion. Auctioneer Meng Ji hadn't finished speaking when an indifferent voice came again, shocking the audience. At the same time, even auctioneer Meng Ji felt unbelievable. 2 trillion supreme divine crystals. Directly from 1.3 trillion to 700 billion to 2 trillion? What level of local tyrant is this? The market price of the 10-star Imperial Artifact Soul-Eating Heaven armor is only 800 billion top-grade divine crystals, and this premium has already reached 150%. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1136. With a 15% premium, even a fool knows that it will lose everything. It's the price that Fang Fan offered again. What is he trying to do? Fighting with the master of the young palace of the Tianjian Palace? What's the purpose? I can't understand it, I really don't understand it. They are all divine crystals of white flowers. Just spread them out like this. That's not right. The reason why the Tianjian Palace's young palace master Jianming auctioned this 10-star imperial weapon Soul Eater at a high price is to win the hearts of the beauty and to please the heavenly fox saintess of the 10,000 Demon Alliance, so this Fang Fan is not. Hey, you mean they all want to perform in front of the heavenly fox saintess? Is that possible? Why is it impossible? Men, that's all. Tisk tisk tisk, if that's the case, it's really interesting. Their motives are not pure. Haha, how can there be any pure motives? But it is said that this Fang Fan is already the concubine of the Chen Tian clan. They already have the beautiful and flowery princess poetry of the Chen Tian clan, and they have come to provoke the heavenly fox saintess. Men are all virtuous. Eating in the bowl and looking at the pot. So it means that Princess Shi of the Chen Tian clan was greened. It's not impossible to say that. This is a real man. It is estimated that he is still holding the divine crystal of the Chen Tian clan at the auction. Mad. I am so jealous of this soft meal. You are jealous of a chicken. Can you win the favor of Her Royal Highness Princess Shi? You can't. It's just this great god. It's really awesome. You can't be convinced. 666. 6 to blast. Exemplary among men. I'll break the news for you again. It is said that this Fang Fan has been asked to see the heavenly fox saintess several times but couldn't. 3 become tigers. Rumors are like a flood. Fang Fan's ability to make up is really convincing. One by one they said the same thing as the real thing, as if they had foreseen that kind of picture. But in the end, how did they know what was going on? In order to find gimmicks and attention, I started to make up a few blindly. VIP box number 3. Chen Tianqi stared at Fang Fan with a frosty face, as if he was about to cry. What's your relationship with that Tianhu mayor? Is she your woman too? Why are you messing around with flowers and plants? After Chen Tianqi finished speaking, Zi Ling and Yun Yun also stared at Fang Fan, each with a look of judgment. Fang Fan, who is in the auction, twitches the corner of his mouth. This IQ is really cured. What the hell are you thinking? I haven't even seen the face of that Tianhu Meyer. I don't carry this pot. The rumors stop with the wise. This IQ. Fang Fan looked at the girls and said quite speechlessly. Then what are you doing to auction this soul-eating heaven armor at a high price? Don't tell me that you are trying to fight with the young palace master of the heavenly sword palace. You are not such a person. Chen Tianqi still didn't believe it, and then continued to ask. Why do you think this is a high price? Isn't it worth it to auction a supreme quasi-sacred artifact for 2 trillion top-grade divine crystals? Fang Fan smiled lightly. Extremely quasi-sacred artifact? How is that possible? This is obviously a 10-star imperial artifact. Before these auction items were sent to the auction table, they have been reviewed countless times by the treasure appraisers of the Tianyu Chamber of Commerce. It is absolutely impossible to find them at the auction. Did you read it wrong? Don't increase the price. Chen Tianqi quickly reminded. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1137. For organizations like Tianyu Chamber of Commerce, there are countless high-level treasure appraisers. In particular, the various auction items in such high-end auctions are definitely of the priceless type, so I naturally pay more attention. A treasure appraiser is mistaken, but there is still a possibility. But 10, 100, is it possible? Obviously this is an impossible event. Why don't you say that those treasure appraisers saw it wrong? I need to doubt my vision. Fang Fan smiled slightly and put on a small wave. Chen Tianqi wants to say something else, Fang Fan has already put her in his arms. Chen Tianqi's body trembled, and he seemed a little stiff, and his face gradually became flushed. The close contact between her and Fang Fan before was also purely an accident. It was the first time that she had embraced in a conscious manner. "You, what are you doing?" Chen Tianqi suddenly made a faint mosquito sound, despite being dignified and generous on weekdays, but at this time, she couldn't help feeling dizzy and short of breath. "Cough, since you doubt my vision, why not, let's make a bet." Fang Fan's face is always thick, and he directly opened the topic. "Bet? What bet?" Chen Tianqi blinked and asked curiously. "Just bet whether the soul-eating heaven armor is a quasi-sacred weapon. If you are a quasi-sacred weapon, you have to promise me a condition. If not, I can promise you a condition. The conditions are arbitrary. Even if you let me stab yourself." Fang Fan stretched his back, the feeling of winning the game is still cool. Hearing this, Chen Tianqi's beautiful eyes turned. "That's what you said? I can't go back." Chen Tianqi chuckled lightly and was instantly happy. An arbitrary bet, so attractive. As for losing? Chen Tianqi really didn't feel like he would lose. In VIP box number 5. Tianjian Palace's young palace master Jianming listened to Fang Fan's offer, and his face became increasingly ugly. This bastard? Is this a blatant provocation? This 10-star Imperial Artifact Soul-Eating Heaven armor is also worth 800 billion top-grade divine crystals. Do you have to ask for a price of 2 trillion? Openly challenge yourself? Appear to be rich? Want to overwhelm him with money? Is it possible? From Jianming's point of view, Fang Fan was relying on the Chen Tian clan to obtain some divine crystals. How dare a consort of the Chen celestial clan dare to be mad in front of him, the young palace master of the Heavenly Sword Palace? "Young palace master, you can't increase the price." That Fang Fan's willingness to increase the price is his business. There is no need for our Tianjian palace to argue with him. 2 trillion top-quality divine crystals is not a small number. Huang Jian Doke, one of the 8 absolute swords, hurriedly reminded him. The lord of the palace asked him to follow Jianming, on the one hand to protect him, and on the other hand, he naturally wanted him to restrain Jianming and not let him do anything wrong. Hearing Doke's reminder sound, Jianming's face was even more angry. "What do you mean? You asked this young palace master to admit it? A consort of the Chen Tian clan? Even a son-in-law? What are you afraid of? If I'm cowardly now, wouldn't it be true to his wish? Where did you put the face of my Tianjian palace? Can I admit it? No. Absolutely not. You must end him. End him completely. Fight his arrogance well. Let this bastard take a good look at the strength of our Tianjian palace. Only in this way, our Tianjian palace can deter the stars." Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1138. Jianming said it quite proudly, and then he held his head high. 2,500 and $500 billion divine crystals. This young palace master has never lacked divine crystals. Jianming said proudly, since all the divine crystals have been taken out, they must be pretended to be. Tisk tisk tisk, another 500 billion price increase. It's amazing. The god crystals of these dandy sons are really lucrative. Hey, the soul-eating heaven armor worth 800 billion top-quality divine crystals can be sold for 2.5 trillion. It's full of double the price. More than 20 billion excellent people didn't pay attention to it at all. Are you angry? Hee, this is strength, do you know? Strength slaps the face, hangs everything. Heavenly Sword Palace is worthy of being the third-rank force in the Tianjian Star region. Not only is the combat power the top among the third-rank forces, even wealth, it should not be underestimated. On the auction table, auctioneer Meng Ji heard that the price of Soul Eater Tianjia had risen again, and the smile on her face couldn't help but become more. The higher the price of the auction items auctioned by her hands, the higher the commission divine crystal she can get. But in her opinion, this farce is almost over. 25,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000 high quality divine crystals is not a small amount, almost enough to buy a low-level quasi-sacred artifact. No matter how good the soul-eating heaven armor is, it is just a 10-star imperial weapon, and it is still far behind the quasi-sacred weapon. 2,500 billion top-grade divine crystals. Now the highest price for the soul-eating heaven armor is 25 trillions of top-grade divine crystals. Is there a higher price? This is a 10-star imperial artifact. A rare 10-star treasure. The Star Emperor's armored stomach. Meng Ji shouted again according to the rules and regulations. 2,500 billion top-grade divine crystals for the first time. 2,500 and $500 billion top-quality divine crystals for the second time. 20,000. 5 trillion top-quality divine crystals. The voice of indifference came from the VIP box number 3 again, shocking the audience. Double it right away. Jump directly from 2.5 trillion top-quality divine crystals to 5 trillion top-quality divine crystals. This leap is indeed a bit big, and to a certain extent it is really unacceptable. Fang Fan. Are you deliberately going against the master of this young palace? You know that this soul-eating armor was bought by me to give to the heavenly fox saintess, so you want to make trouble with it? What's your heart? Do you think you have divine crystals? Are you qualified to be comparable to this young palace lord? I am the dignified young palace lord of the heavenly sword palace. What kind of thing are you? What are you competing with me for? If you are acquainted, then quit quickly. The heavenly fox saintess is not someone like you can covet. Tianjian Palace's young palace master Jianming rambled on a lot. Fang Fan felt quite annoyed. You are so arrogant, you increase the price? A strong-mouthed king ran over and giggled. Auctioneer, go directly to the final procedure and ask if there is a higher price. Everyone save some time, no one wants to listen to this silly barking. Fang Fan's eyes were directly focused on the auctioneer on the auction table, ready to solve this matter at one time, so as to save a lot of trouble. On the auction table, auctioneer Meng Ji blinked, then reacted instantly, and subconsciously began to say. 5 trillion top-quality divine crystals. The current highest price for the auction item Soul-Eating Heaven Armor is 5 trillion top-quality divine crystals. Is there a higher price? 5 trillion top-quality divine crystals for the first time. 5 trillion top-quality divine crystals for the second time. 5 trillion. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1139. Hearing the cry of the auctioneer in his ear, Jianming's hands could not help clenching tightly, and the killing light in his eyes condensed. Don't give him face. Openly slap him in the face. This is a forced palace. Originally, it would be fine if he didn't say anything, but now, he said everything. The pretentious words have also been published. If you are cowardly at this moment, where do you put this face? He is the young palace master of Tianjian Palace. A real big man. Master of the young palace. Huang Jiandaoqi, who was beside him, wanted to continue his admonition, but Jianming looked directly at Huang Jiandaoqi coldly. You can't control the affairs of this young palace master. 6 trillion divine crystals. This young palace master has made 6 trillion. Come on. Go on. Who is afraid of who? The young palace master of Tianjian Palace made a series of roars, and the roars followed wave after wave, showing the extreme sense of unrest in his heart. He has to vent. Let this uneasiness in your heart be completely vented. Hi, the price has increased to 6 trillion. Hey, a 10-star imperial artifact, something worth hundreds of billions has almost doubled tenfold. Are these two fighting each other? Why on earth? Ask what love is in the world, and directly teach life and death. What do you mean? Because of the heavenly fox saintess from the 10,000 Demons Alliance. Why don't I feel like it? They seem like they're about to start working like this. Maybe it's because of a saintess. No, no. The two of them originally had grievances, but now it's just amplifying this kind of grievance. It's nothing. It would be great if you gave me these 6 trillion top-quality divine crystals, tisk tisk tisk, enough for me to cultivate to the quasi-sacred realm. Do you think that Fang Fan will continue to increase the price? Increase the price? What do you add? Do you think anyone can take out 6 trillion top-quality divine crystals casually? Although this sword life is a bit of a loser, he is the young palace master of the third-rank power Tianjian Palace after all, and he is standing behind him. It is the entire Tianjian Palace, although this Fang Fan is said to be the consort of the third-rank power Chen Tian clan, but do you think the Chen Tian clan will spend 6 trillion top-grade divine crystals for a concubine? This possibility is indeed relatively small, so to speak. Will it die soon? Certainly. In the VIP box number 3. Fang Fan, I really can't continue to increase the price. If I add more, I really can't stand it anymore. Otherwise, let's forget about our bet. 6 trillion top-quality divine crystals, there is absolutely no problem in buying a low-level quasi-sacred artifact, so why bother? Chen Tianji held Fang Fan's hand with an anxious look on his face. Even for a third-rank force, this is not a small number that can be taken out casually. How can it be like that? Since the bet has been made, it should be executed naturally. As for bidding, that's also necessary. Do you think it's not worth it to spend trillions of divine crystals to buy a supreme quasi-sacred artifact? A confident smile appeared on Fang Fan's face. Chen Tianji opened his mouth, and it was not easy to show a wry smile on his face. If it is a quasi-sacred artifact, let alone trillions of top-quality divine crystals, even if it is tens of trillions and hundreds of trillions, it is definitely worth it. It's just, Tianyu Chamber of Commerce is so shrewd, how could it give you the opportunity to find out? Then you add less. 10 trillion top-quality divine crystals. Before Chen Tian's words were finished, Fang Fan's voice had already gone out. 10 trillion top-quality divine crystals. That's the auction price at the moment. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1140. 10 trillion. This is definitely a new benchmark. Everyone's faces showed shocking expressions. Don't be too crazy. The Soul Eater Heaven Armor, worth 800 billion top-grade divine crystals, has now risen to 10 trillion. A tenfold increase? This is going against the sky. That's an insane number for anyone. Crazy support. Crazy 666. Fang Fan is invincible. Tisk tisk tisk, don't be too turbulent. This has already broken the limit. Made, drift. Really? Drift to the extreme. Huh, no way, what should I do now that I'm so excited and excited? What kind of character is this Fang Fan? How can you say it so casually with the 10 trillion top-grade divine crystal? 10 trillion top-quality divine crystals can even buy a middle-level quasi-sacred artifact. I really don't know what these rich bigwigs think. Have they considered these issues in their hearts? Huh, who knows? It's such a bullshit anyway. Who dares to refuse? Hang and beat it? Life is alive, what is lacking is this kind of domineering. Isn't it bad to hang up that young palace lord of Tianjian Palace? Why do I feel that the young palace lord of Tianjian Palace is timid and doesn't dare to bid? Brother, you are not alone, I feel that way too. I really don't know what to think. Mr. Fang Fan directly increased the price by 4 trillion. What about the sword life of the young palace master of the Tianjian Palace? To increase the price by 1 trillion is for fear that others will not know, it's too deliberate. Speaking of which, this Tianjian Palace young palace master Jianming is cowardly. Don't you dare to continue to increase the price. Yes. I just have this feeling, and it always feels that the taste is not right. The auctioneer Meng Ji's face on the auction platform couldn't help but turn red. The first auction item sold for a sky-high price. This is also the supreme glory of her auctioneer. This honor was captured by her own hands. Thinking of this, auctioneer Meng Ji couldn't help but look at the number 3 VIP box. She was very curious, what kind of powerhouse was there, who brought shocking storms time and time again. Auctioneer Meng Ji thought this way, but did not forget her responsibilities, and began to read the price. At present, the auction price of this 10-star Imperial Artifact Soul-Eating Heaven armor is 10 trillion top-quality divine crystals. Is there a higher price? VIP box number 5. Young Palace Master, you can't make any more bids, this is beyond the limit you can withdraw. If you bid again, don't blame the saint for being ruthless. Huang Jiandu stared coldly at the young palace master Jianming of Tianjian Palace. Isn't this just messing around? Will the 10 trillion top-quality crystals continue to increase in price? Why don't you go to heaven? Why don't you go side by side with the sun? 10 trillion top-quality divine crystals are enough for him to buy a middle-level quasi-sacred artifact. How expensive is the middle-level quasi-sacred artifact? Do you really have no points in your heart? The posture is there. What's the use of talking more? Hearing Huang Jiandokei's threatening voice, Jianming, the master of Tianjian Palace's young palace, couldn't help showing a vicious look on his face. You dare to threaten this young palace master? Don't forget your identity. I am polite to you and call you uncle. Do you really think you are a person? You are the slave of my sword family. A slave, dare to kill the master. This is the Tianya Chamber of Commerce, you dare to take the initiative to take care of you in this young palace. Give me peace of mind, and force this young palace lord to tear his face away. Jianming looked at Huang Jiandokei coldly, and said whatever was offensive.